This is Steve with TheTitleFight.com, and on the phone with me is one of our forgotten legends, former light heavyweight champion, Montell Griffin. How you doing today, champ?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, bro?
Good, brother. Well, I appreciate you taking some time out today to speak with us. We got a few questions here for you. We'll try and keep it short and sweet. So first question is, so you grew up in a boxing gym as your father ran the Windy City Gym in Chicago. At what age did you catch the boxing bug?
Well, it was just like walking a dog. It just, it was in my blood. I mean, when I was born, I was at a boxing gym. All I remember was going to a boxing gym every day. So it was just in my blood. So it wasn't nothing. I was in the gym so young, I don't remember learning how to box. So I don't remember learning, the technique and the basics and all that. I just remember at one point in my life I could box.
Okay, so it just came naturally to you.
Yeah.
All right. You fought for the U.S. at the 92 Olympics in Barcelona. That was the first year the computerized scoring was introduced. Was there any difficulty adapting to the computerized system?
Of course, because, first of all, I don't think it's fair. They try to make something that can't be cheated, but anything can be cheated. If the guy, you had to, I think everybody had to hit the button at the same time in a split second to give you a point. And then, we fought the U.S. championships on computerized scoring, but in the U.S., it was much more offensive. You know what I'm saying? I scored, up in the 60s in the U.S. tournament, but in Barcelona, they wasn't giving out no points. You got 60, 70-year-old men, trying to hit a button at the same time, and they just wasn't giving no credit for none of the points that was being scored.
Okay, so do you think that it kind of robbed you of probably winning a medal due to the fact of the scoring that they had?
Yeah, without a doubt. We was the first Olympic team since 1976 to fight every major country. We fought Cuba, Germany, Russia. Everybody was there. 3 or 4 of us got robbed out of fights. I fought the world champion, twisted my eye. I cut his eye open. He was bleeding like a pig. And then the last round, I just dominated, and I didn't get no points. And with 46 seconds to go, I was winning 4-3, and they gave me 3 points. Said my head was low.
Oh.
So that just disqualified me out. So they stole my gold medal. And the funny part about it is, I beat the silver medalist a month before the Olympics. So I beat the gold medalist and silver medalist, but I don't have a medal to show for it.
Yeah, that's too bad, brother. Being that you were only 5'7", you found yourself looking up to most of your opponents. Was there ever any time where you said to yourself, "Man, I wish I was just a few inches taller"?
Of course. If I was 6'6", 162, I'd have been heavyweight champion of the world, without a doubt. I learned how to box watching Muhammad Ali, watching Jerry Joe Walcott, Sugar Ray Robinson, Willie Pep. I watched a lot of slick fighters. I didn't want to get hit, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, when I saw Muhammad Ali, it was over. That's the style that I fell in love with. And I learned how to fight as a tall person, but I didn't know I was a midget. When I was a kid, I always told my father I was going to be heavyweight champion of the world. And he kept laughing. He said, "Well, you could be champ, but you're not going to be heavyweight champ." But he never explained to me why. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know I was a midget, So I only grew up to be 5'7", but I fought like a tall man. So, I think it's easier to fight up than fighting down. Everybody was taller than me, but I know if I was a little bit taller, I would have been even better than I was.
And you always seem very confident and relaxed inside the ring, and you didn't seem to be intimidated by anybody, whether it was James Toney, Roy Jones. Was there anything special that you did to prepare mentally for a bout?
I think just being in the gym at a young age, it was like a walk in the park to me. Eddie Fletcher told me, he said, "Man, I ain't never seen a fighter so cool and calm under pressure like you." And that's how the name Ice, came around and got stuck. But, a few of my friends in the neighborhood called me Ice. And then, Eddie Fletcher just said, "Man, I ain't never seen nobody who ain't never got nervous, who just ain't never, So, just, being born in the gym, it wasn't no reason to be nervous or scared or whatever. I tell people, it ain't a reason my motto is, if you're gonna get your butt whipped, you're gonna get your butt whipped. So ain't no reason to be nervous or scared about it.
Yeah, that's true. Basically, man, you probably were one of the most confident and coolest cats that ever stepped in the ring. So yeah, I understand that. So you were trained by Eddie Futch early on in your career, and at the same time, he was training Riddick Bowe. Did you ever train with Bowe? And if so, what was that experience like?
Oh, Bowe was my man. I had a lot of great things happen to me in my career. Lennox Lewis, me and Lennox Lewis had the same promoter, Amos Promotions, and Riddick Bowe had the same trainer, Eddie Futch. So I was always around both of them. So we was in camp together. We fought on the same cards. So it was a great experience. Riddick Bowe is my man. I love him to death.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That must have been a great experience. Yay. Now, you split with Eddie Futch prior to the Jones rematch. Did that have a negative effect going into the rematch with Jones?
No, but the funny part about it, my ex-wife, she was my wife at the time, told me that Eddie Futch wouldn't let you go out like that. I didn't get a chance to warm up. I wasn't prepared. And the first thing my wife told me when I came back to the dressing room, she was like, Eddie Futch wouldn't let that happen. So, not taking away, nothing from Stell Torrance. Stell kind of like a laid-back, kind of quiet guy. He left it up to me, and I'm a fighter, so I said, what the hell, let's go fight. But physically I wasn't prepared. But my mind and my body weren't on the same page yet. Because the punch he hit me with, it didn't even hurt me. But, my body just couldn't control it. I just had no control of my legs. But that's part of life. And I like to do it.
Okay. Now, during your career, you seem to face just about everyone in the light heavyweight division. How well do you think you would have matched up against some of the good light heavyweights today, such as Sergey Kovalev or Adonis Stevenson?
I'm not really impressed with that. Something about Stevenson don't seem right. He came out, blowing people away, punching hard and everything. This last couple of fights, he's looking worse and worse. Every fight I see him, he's looking worse. So I don't really know what to say about him. As far as Kovalev, he's a good puncher. We'll see what Bernard does with him. I think with him, if you got a good chin and you tough enough to take a shot, I want to see what happens when he hit round 4, round 5, round 6. So we're gonna see next month. In November when Bernard fights.
Yeah, that's a good test right there. That's a hard one to pick. And speaking of Bernard, was there ever any talks of you fighting Bernard Hopkins at any time?
No, Bernard Hopkins don't like boxers. If you notice, everybody he lost to or he had problems with was boxing. So I don't think I ever was on this list of fights. So it would have been great for me because I fought my pro debut on one of his undercards. So I always wanted to fight him. I don't have nothing negative or bad to say about Bernard, but I just feel I could have beat him for my style.
So you've had a couple of bad breaks in your career, particularly when you went over to Germany in 1999 and fought Darius Michalczewski. You did something that very few Americans would actually do, which would go over there and challenge Michalczewski on his turf. And, of course, you were winning the first few rounds, and then, you got a real bad break, kind of an early stoppage in the fourth. Tell us a little bit. Give us your take on what happened.
Joe Cortez, he took some money. He worked for WO, so ain't nothing else to say about it. Joe Cortez stopped that fight for no reason. I wasn't knocked down. I wasn't taking a beating. I was winning on all scorecards. The guy caught me one good clean shot. Okay, I put my hands up and I punched fight. I fought back like he's supposed to, and man stopped the fight for no reason. Which it was terrible. I mean, there's 30 people in boxing. Joe Cortez is one of them.
Yeah, that's too bad. That was a bad break. You could have won your next world title. Okay, so give us an update on what Montell Griffin is doing nowadays.
Well, I'm 44 years old. I try to go to the gym 3-4 days a week. I run. I stand, I just keep my weight down. But the school and that's where I grew up. It's Grammar Spring High School, Longwood Academy. I'm starting a boxing program there. and I've been a Cook County Sheriff for 4 years here in Chicago.
Oh, okay. All right, so now we're going to switch it up just a tad bit, do a little Q&A real quick, kind of go off the subject of boxing. First question, what's your favorite food?
I like to say Italian food, but I probably eat more Mexican food than anything.
Okay.
I mean, I love Mexican food. Italian food is probably my favorite. But, during the boxing years and all that, because of the carbs, I try to cut down on it. And not getting older now, I'm trying to cut down on it, try to keep my weight down. But Italian food is my favorite, but I eat more Mexican food.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Godfather.
Okay. Favorite color?
Probably red.
All right. Favorite song?
I'll just say The Greatest by who made this song? Got his name. I just listened to that song. George Benson.
George Benson. Okay. Yeah, out the movie The Greatest. Okay. Favorite TV show?
Great song. The Martin Lawrence Show was probably the best comedy show that ever been on TV, and I think Dave Chappelle Show probably the best skit show that was on. Comedy skits. Those are my two favorites.
Okay. Favorite athlete?
Muhammad Ali, without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. Greatest. Favorite sports team?
When Jordan was the Bulls, I had to go with the Bulls, but after he retired, the way the Bulls treated him, they got rid of Phil Jackson. I switched over to the Spurs. I've been with the Spurs since 99, and Tim Duncan won 5 rings, and I think that's one of the greatest organizations in sports.
Yeah, I definitely got to agree with you. They're probably the best right now. All right, and last but not least, who's your favorite fighter to watch today?
I'll go with Floyd. I've been knowing Floyd since he was about 16, 17 years old, and it's just fun to see how good he turned out. I would have never. I thought he was a good fighter, but I just can't believe how great he is. He's probably. The crazy part about it, as much as said and new in the news and about him, he's probably still one of the most underrated fighters ever in history. He's like a chameleon. He can figure out any fighter, and he can adapt to styles better than any fighter I've seen in my life. I mean, Ray Leonard was a great fighter. Muhammad Ali is the greatest fighter. But if Ray Leonard had a problem getting hit with a jab in the first round, in the 15th round, he still had a problem. Muhammad Ali got hit with left hook his whole career. But Floyd, one thing about Floyd Mayweather, after 4 or 5 rounds, he adapts to styles better than any fight I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's true. I'd say that Floyd's probably got the best boxing IQ in the whole history of the sport. So yeah, I agree with you.
And the crazy thing about it, he's one of the most hated and probably most underrated boxers in history.
Oh yeah, I mean, I always go for Mayweather, and I don't agree with any of the naysayers. I think Floyd, is very great, and I think that he's probably going to go out undefeated.
I saw in the last couple of fights, I can tell he's kind of losing the step, so I think he should go ahead and do these little next 2 fights and just go and get out of there.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Yeah,
he's starting to get hit with the shots that he never got hit with, so I think he need to go ahead and make that little quick another $100 million and go off in the sunset.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, that's all the questions I have today. I want to thank you, Champ Montell, for speaking with us today.
Thank you very much.
All right, brother. Montell Griffin,